I just got a feedback. They saying that the Hell's Angels versus the Venezuela gang. Let's see what's going on, people. Let's see what's going on.
Have you guys heard about what's going on in Aurora, Colorado?
I mean, they're taking over the city. They're taking over
Aurora, Colorado.
Let's jump into it.
Have you guys heard about what's going on in Aurora, Colorado?
I mean, they're taking over.
Listen to what Trump is saying. He's saying they're taking over. He says it's happening everywhere. Listen what he's saying.
Let's jump into it.
Have you guys heard about what's going on in Aurora, Colorado?
I mean, they're taking over the city. They're taking over apartment complexes.
I didn't like New York and Chicago.
This is happening all over, just not Colorado, but the Colorado thing.
New York and Chicago.
This is happening all over, just not Colorado, but the Colorado.
New York and Chicago.
This is happening all over, just not Colorado, but the Colorado thing caught the imagination because there were many of them.
Yeah, because it's crazy.
With the
it's wild.
biggest weapons that you've ever seen.
So this is a gang from Venezuela called Tren de Agua. And what happened in Venezuela is the government let a bunch of these dudes out of prison and sent them to go across the border. To come over here.
Right.
Thanks, Venezuela.
Right, they're going to come hang out with us, guys. Really quickly, let me go to flush it out a little bit. So yeah, they come from the Aragua state. They basically...
And hold on. All this time, I still remember I used to get into like little debates with people too back in the day about the immigration, man. I was always trying to tell people a long time ago that it was a psyops. You know what I'm saying? And that the government was allowing these people to come on over here. I was trying to tell people that a long time ago. People didn't want to hear it.
And what happened in Venezuela is the government let a bunch of these dudes out of prison and sent them to go across the border. To come over here.
Right.
Thanks, Venezuela.
Right, they're going to come hang out with us, guys. Really quickly, let me go to flush it out a little bit. So yeah, they come from the Aragua state. They basically have been running that prison. Bro, they had like nightclubs and women inside of this club, guys. Right? They had pools and they had a zoo also. Oh yeah, so of course they're doing all this. The Venezuelan government's like, listen, it's time for you guys to go.
And now they're taking over whole apartment complexes out there in Aurora, Colorado.
In charge of people
rent.
Aurora, Colorado.
And El Paso, Texas is on high alert right now because of how much damage they're doing out there. But America already has its own organizations and criminal elements, and none of them are taking too kindly to any of this. One in specifically, who's been rumored to be stepping up, and we're going to talk about that right now, is the Hells Angels. So the Hells Angels are one of the first and one of the most powerful biker MCs on the entire planet. And if they're coming for you, it's already guaranteed.
It's time to go.
You need to stop, drop, roll, dig a little hole, crawl inside it, and probably die before they get their hands on you. I've worked with some of these dudes, and they were great to do business with because they acted very professionally, but they are definitely no
Bro, who is this man?
joke, and you do not want to piss these dudes off. And the internet is exploding with rumors right now that the Hells Angels are on their way to Aurora, Colorado to deal with Tren de Agua. So let's get into this and see what we can figure out, if there's any truth to that, or if there's not, and what we think is going to happen when they face off with these Venezuelans.
Pretty sure this man just said, like, train of water, potentially.
Right now, Aurora police officers, they're patrolling areas of suspected gang activity, and that includes this apartment building. This is the one at Dallas Street and 12th Avenue, where Venezuelan gang members have been caught on camera with guns breaking into units.
Wait. I thought none of this was actually happening, and everyone who was saying anything about what was going on is a racist. What happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. We caught it on video. It went national news, and now Trump and Kamala Harris are both talking about this.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
And it's just been established as a fact, and even the governor is talking about it. Funny how that works, huh?
Now, so much of this has been the focus of national attention this week. We have been reporting on this at the local level for weeks, but police now say they're there as well, engaging with residents.
Thank God. Nobody's going to have to shoot their own dog, because now the cops are there to do it for them. But to be completely fair,
Hey, that's ATF you're talking about. But either way,
pretty sure that the cops have known that this was a real life thing for at least a couple of weeks because they had a shootout with them. And it was established that the higher ups in this organization have put a green light for them to attack any cops who tried to stop or pursue them while they were committing crimes.
Aurora leaders say the city, it's a safe place to live, to work, to shop.
Hey, Jax, they said it's completely safe to live in Aurora. Should we go buy a house there?
Nah, I'm good.
Bro, your energy makes me want to do drugs. Just go ahead and point that out.
Looks super safe to me
Aurora.
either.
The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns, and the video shot earlier this month.
So I think at this point we've clearly established that if you are an American, if you are a
So how in the world these gang members come from Venezuela with guns, yo? So you gotta know it's a psyops. The same way they gave black folk guns in the ghetto. Who gave the black folks the guns in the ghetto? You should already know the gov. So who's gonna give these Venezuelans these guns? How in the world you gonna come? You can't come over here armed and dangerous. How in the world you gonna cross the border? Well, they're not crossing the border. You know what I'm saying? They going through. They taking different trails and stuff. But come on, man. It's all. You know. This is all a psyop. You know what I mean? You know dang well they let these people over. They probably did let them in the front door. They done handed them guns and then told them to go ahead and handle biz. You know what I'm saying? But I know some of y'all still don't want to believe.
law-abiding citizen.
But at the same time, this ain't about belief. This is about knowing. You know what I'm saying? The facts is in your face. You still want to believe that your government is here for you.
If you're even an American criminal, these dudes have now become the ops. So let's talk about the unsung heroes of this situation who are stepping in and are going to be doing something about this. The Hells Angels. And the internet has been flooded with rumors at this point that this is going to happen, but I have actually gotten in touch with someone who is an actual Hells Angel.
I thought he was. I mean, don't he look like a member from the Hells Angels?
In the state of Colorado, and I'm going to tell you what they said.
How did you actually do that?
Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that if the Hells Angels want to move on these dudes in Colorado, they do not have to flood in from other states. Colorado already has multiple chapters of the Hells Angels that are there, they're ready, and they're equipped to handle business if that's what they want to do. Now, could they call in backup? Absolutely, 100%. But each chapter would have to vote on that because that's the way that they work. They have autonomy. It's not all just run by one centralized government in their organization. What my contact on the inside in Colorado has told
Guys, did you see that guy right there? Hold on.
centralized government in their organization. What my contact
Right here. This guy's cut here. What's interesting is, so guys, I live in Spain half the year. And I want to go ahead and point out a couple of things. I have ran into these guys in Spain, but never the United States of America. And generally I see like Grenada, or specifically, on their back, but definitely Spain also, but it generally says Grenada, Spain.
on the inside in Colorado has told me
Interesting
is that they have
individuals.
plans to roll up. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's a direct quote. And of course, that's an intentionally vague
that's them.
statement, which I would expect nothing less. Because what you have to understand about these organizations is they're under
Is this from
constant surveillance, and they're always under the threat of RICO Act, which would not only affect them, but affect their brotherhood worldwide. But what does that actually mean? All I can say on that is, if you know, you know. And a big shout out, love, and respect to all the homies out there in Colorado. I'm not going to get too deep into their politics. It's not really my business. I am not a member of their organization. But what I will say is that there is the potential for this to go higher and higher. And
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think he's a part of some type of organization. I don't know. Okay, his energy is incredibly interesting. Okay,
I think he's a part of something too.
Straight facts here, guys.
escalate if these ops want to escalate the situation with them. In fact,
ops,
other chapters from around the country have already issued a public warning to this Venezuelan gang if they don't stop, cease, and desist, like, immediately.
Let this be a lesson to the gang members in Aurora, Colorado. Please heed my warning. I did 10 years in the joint in the state of Kentucky. I'm telling you right now, the people that are coming, known as the Hells Angels, are not to be fucked with. You are getting ready to have a large swarm of men who are like-minded, brotherhood-driven, and will not govern themselves by the laws in which that you think that they will. You are getting ready to have wars that you have never experienced in your life.
I believe him.
And people that live on a certain side of the law may be perceived as whatever, but I promise you this. We know that you're taking advantage of defenseless people. You will be the ones calling the law. Because you do not want men like me and the people that we associate with to descend upon you.
Oh, shucky, y'all. Silky, what's the old word? All silky now.
Because we will not carry not care about any of that shit. There will be guns, there will be knives, and there will be no more time for questions. Please leave. Before you force the hand of a power that you do not know the extent of how far it reaches. If you try to meet them with any type of resistance, you will die. You will die in the street. They are going.
Well, I mean, gang members don't really care about dying. You know what I'm saying? Gangs don't. One thing about gang members, man, gang members don't fear death. You wouldn't even be in a gang.
I'll fuck you up.
Now, I don't know about you.
I want to send this man to multiple places. That man scares the life out of me. He does also. I'm sorry. I get it. He sounds very, nice and jovial and somewhat kind, right? But he scares me.
Sounds
I look at
sinister.
him, maybe it's his beard and tattoos, potentially, right? But that guy, or the other guy, right? Oh, that man that's a bad man right there, guys. All right, again, I would want nothing to do with him under any circumstance. So you know what? I want to send him to multiple places, mainly New York. Okay. Okay. I am
What
absolutely.
y'all think,
stalling.
y'all? What y'all think is going to go down, man? The Hells Angels versus the Venezuela gang. Is it going down? Is it propaganda? Is it a strategic plan? Is this the all-out war? Is the Gangstalkers gonna get involved in the shootouts? Nah, the Gangstalkers is pussies. They gonna just sit on the sideline with their red shirts on and still track you down.
Because I am trying to get the image of that man out of my brain, guys. And he's absolutely frightening. Yeah, send him specifically.
Y'all, but I got that message loud and clear. I was
Right.
absolutely picking up what he was putting down. I think he
got that.
spelled that out absolutely perfectly. And if
Right.
these dudes don't listen, I promise you, these are those ones, man. And then we need to talk about the possibilities beyond that. Because if they have any problem taking them out, the Hells Angels, there are other organizations that will step in and band with the Hells Angels. I know a lot of these people are outside of the law. That's what outlaws are. People that live outside of the law. And a lot of them have their own inner squabbles when it comes down to it. We are all Americans, and we do not want to see innocent people within our communities taken advantage of and done dirty the way that these people from the outside are. There are bitter rivalries between certain MCs. I'm not going to get into which ones. That's not my business because I am not a patched member of any of these MCs. But I can tell you
I'm not a patched member. Are you a prospect? Potentially.
that there's a high likelihood that they would set that aside to be able to take care of the business that needs to be handled out in Colorado, in New York, in Santa Fe, all across this country if need be. And these dudes would step in and handle what needs to be handled in the way that the police are not allowed to do. If things keep going in the direction that they've been going, there is a very high likelihood that we would have a war between American outlaws and the intruders who have managed to infiltrate our country with bad intent.
And what did I just tell you on the video I dropped yesterday? What did I just tell y'all? That this is what they're creating.
I already know somebody's gonna. And the intruders, there's a very high likelihood that we would have a war between American outlaws and the intruders who have managed to infiltrate our country with bad intentions. I already know somebody's gonna call Cap and say that any outlaw biker is just a scumbag or a criminal. So I want to show you this and let you know.
Biker build off. Here we go. Down here building bikes at the clubhouse for the toy run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, bro. I get the point you're trying to lay down currently. All right, this is something that has been done by every single entity that has absolutely terrified or even terrorized neighborhoods. Generally, I would say. Like if you look at like in the 80s, you have like individuals like Nino Brown, right, who would basically give out turkeys while poisoning the neighborhood. I get what you're saying, bro.
Right.
I get it, but just
Understand.
understand.
They're trying to right their wrongs. Basically, what he's saying.
This is something that's commonplace with the outlaw types, guys. Right? But that doesn't change the fact that we obviously need someone. If the government is not going to do it, right? I mean, they already went to the FBI, and the FBI seems to not really be, I guess, allowed to do much there, guys.
Well, I mean, that don't even make sense. I mean, none of this makes sense. How in the world can you go to the local police department and oh, this is out of our hands? Then you go to the feds. Oh, no, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You call the CIA? You call who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Like, come on, man.
To do much. That's the oddest thing in the world here, for me personally. So I get it, bro. Anyway, by any means necessary, these individuals need to obviously get packed up and sent back home, guys, right? Any means necessary.
A lot more bikes to build. Feel free to come on down tonight and build some bikes. Greatly appreciated. Getting excited. See these kids' faces and get them their bikes.
Some of these chapters are out here in real life doing more for their community than a lot of these churches out here on these streets. They just live a different type of doing more for their community than a lot of these churches out here on chapters are out here in real life doing more for their community than a lot of these churches out here on these streets. They just live a different type of lifestyle. They're big on their freedoms and they have more flexible views on.
All right, y'all. It's getting 16 minutes, getting long. Tell me what you think, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you want to hear more about this, let me know, and I will post more. Holla Bizak.